In the small town of Redwater, a crumbling apartment building stood at the end of a lonely street. For decades, rumors swirled about the building's 13th floor, which had been sealed off with chains and padlocks after a tenant mysteriously vanished. Most residents avoided talking about it, except to warn newcomers, never go to the 13th floor. A young man named Elliot moved into the building, lured by its cheap rent. An aspiring writer, Elliot dismissed the superstitions as nothing more than urban legends. But late at night, as he wrote in his tiny apartment, he would hear faint footsteps above him. Impossible, since the 13th floor was supposed to be empty. One night, curiosity got the better of him. He ventured up the creaky stairs to the forbidden floor. The chains that once bound the doors lay broken, scattered on the ground. A cold draft seeped from the hallway, carrying a faint, rancid odor. Elliot stepped into the darkness, his flashlight casting eerie shadows on the peeling walls. The silence was deafening, broken only by the sound of his own breathing. At the end of the corridor, he saw a door slightly ajar. A faint light flickered within. As he approached, the air grew colder, and a strange sensation washed over him. An unnatural heaviness, as if unseen eyes were watching his every move. He pushed the door open to reveal a single room, empty except for a dusty chair facing a mirror. The mirror was cracked, its surface smeared with dark streaks. As Elliot stepped closer, he noticed something chilling. The reflection showed not one, but two figures. His own reflection stood stiffly, staring straight ahead, while a shadowy figure loomed behind him, featureless, yet unmistakably human. Elliot spun around, but there was nothing there. Heart pounding, he turned back to the mirror, only to see the shadow inching closer to his reflection. Desperate to escape, he stumbled backward, but the door slammed shut on its own. The room grew darker, the flickering light extinguished. In the pitch black, Elliot felt the icy grip of unseen hands clawing at his arms, his chest, his throat. He screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the void. When the sun rose the next day, the building's superintendent found the 13th floor door wide open. Inside, there was no trace of Elliot, only a dusty chair facing the mirror. The reflection, however, told a different story. Elliot's terrified face was frozen in the glass, his hands pressed against its surface, as if he were trapped inside. Behind him, the shadow lingered, waiting patiently for the next curious soul to wander too close. And so the 13th floor of Redwater's cursed building remained, its mystery growing darker with every whispered warning. Never go to the 13th floor.